Oh, hi there. I'm Bankruptcy Attorney Paul Taub here with another tip about filing for bankruptcy. And today we're going to be talking about what debts are dischargeable in bankruptcy. Now I'm talking about a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is a fresh start bankruptcy. And typically speaking, you can discharge all of your unsecured debts with some exceptions. Now, unsecured debts, what are they? Well, they're basically debts, money that is owed for services or products that you've used or purchased or borrowed, and they have no collateral securing their proper repayment. So, for example, a credit card is, for the most part, an unsecured debt. A medical bill is considered an unsecured debt. A personal loan is considered an unsecured debt. A payday loan is considered an unsecured debt. So those are the types of debts that are dischargeable in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Now, a lot of people ask about taxes, and they also ask about student loans. Those are two very big areas in terms of the bankruptcy laws and how they're treated. And basically speaking, student loans are not dischargeable unless you can show extreme circumstances as to why you should not have to repay those loans. It's extremely difficult to get student loans discharged. By law, the presumption is they are non-dischargeable. So you have to make quite a case to the judge as to why you shouldn't have to repay those student loans. And right now we're talking about both government-insured student loans, the direct loan programs, as well as private student loans that banks provide that you can use for your education. So student loans, even though they're unsecured, they're non-dischargeable by presumption and by law. The other area that I mentioned, taxes, that's a very complicated area of law. And for the most part and in general, there are three different types of taxes, and they're treated differently within the bankruptcy laws. There are property taxes, like on a car or a boat, that your municipality would be imposing on you. There are income taxes that usually the state and the federal government will be charging you with. And then, of course, there are real estate taxes that you have to pay if in the event you own real estate. And those three are all handled differently in bankruptcy. Basically, real estate taxes are not considered unsecured debts. They're secured by the real estate. So by law, those have to be paid no matter what if you plan on keeping the house. If you don't plan on keeping the house, then obviously you wouldn't have to pay those taxes, those real estate taxes, and whoever ends up buying the house either through auction or foreclosure, they would have to pay the taxes. So the government or the municipality pretty much always gets their real estate taxes. As far as property taxes go, like the taxes, as I mentioned, on a car or a boat or a camper, trailer, that kind of thing, those are dischargeable if they're greater than a year old. And the date that they use for determining the age of a property tax, is the date that it becomes due or past due, wherein the municipality can impose a penalty. So it's from that date that you would have to count off 365 days, and on the 366th day it would become a dischargeable debt, even though it's kind of secured by the property that that the tax is being applied for. It's still dischargeable. And the last type of tax, the income tax, Basically, if the tax is 3 years old and imposed at least 240 days prior to the bankruptcy filing, then it is generally dischargeable. So that's kind of an area that I'm going to reserve for another video because it's fairly complex, and I just gave you kind of a brief explanation. But as far as unsecured debts, with the exception of student loans and some taxes and a few other obscure items, that's what's dischargeable in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy case. So I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If for some reason you do find yourself in financial trouble and need the services of a bankruptcy attorney, I'd be happy to be of service to you. I reside in Connecticut and I service the entire state of Connecticut. So if you need a free consultation, please feel free to call me at 860-216-9241, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.